It's a sound that means one thing: time to head for safety underground. No matter how many times you've heard it, it never stops being unnerving. When war began, seeking shelter also meant stopping work. A year on, and production at this metal plant continues regardless. Thanks to this improvised setup, little more than a few computers and an internet connection, the people down here can keep the machines running up above. Their boss shows us his emergency supplies. If needed, he tells us, they could survive on these provisions for days or even weeks. So far, this plant hasn't been hit. With Russian troops still less than 100 kilometers away, the risks are real.
This is war, and no one can possibly know what will happen tomorrow. We can't afford not to be prepared. I pray we'll never need any of this.
But other Ukrainian companies have been less fortunate. 2 Russian missiles, a few days apart, hit this production site in Dnipro, killing 2 people. Had the first strike not come on the weekend, that figure would likely have been far higher.
It's lottery. It's a lottery. The rocket can come anytime, at any place, at any house, at any facility. My first time here, I saw only pictures. Didn't want to come because I remember equipment. I remember how much effort we spent making all this, and that's Russian world just came to my plant. That's how it looks like.
We visit another of Vyacheslav's factories. It's still going, but it's struggling with the effects of Russian attacks on Ukraine's power system.
Every time the power goes off, when we have a rocket alarm, because the last couple of months, when there is a rocket alert, the energy company turns off all the electricity, and that happens unpredictably. Every time this happens, we lose around 40 to 50,000 euros in 1 minute. The materials inside, they cannot lose the temperature. When they lose the temperature, they crack and they break.
Generators have made all the difference. Workers can now prevent uncontrolled shutdowns, buying time to pipe in natural gas that stabilizes the temperature until mains electricity returns. Where before they would lose days of production every time the power went off, now it's down to a matter of hours. But power isn't the only problem they're dealing with here. Ukrainian firms operating against all the odds are increasingly finding that many customers in Europe don't want to work with them. They're afraid that war will prevent their Ukrainian suppliers from delivering.
Of course, everybody is tired and exhausted, and sometimes they want to close their eyes and think that everything was just, I don't know, a bad dream, but of course we open the eyes and we keep fighting. Everybody is fighting at his place. My job is to make sure that the factories are working, people are getting salaries, I can help the soldiers, I can buy equipment.
But not every business can roll with the punches like this one. Vyacheslav tells us that at least a quarter of his competitors have already gone out of business, and the bankruptcies keep coming. For all the resilience on show, Ukraine's economy is still in freefall, leaving this country and its army ever more dependent on international support.